My baby daddy is just not doing his part, taking care of our twins. It's been 2 years, and it's just getting really hard doing it by myself and trying to maintain my career and everything as well.
You said twins. Are these boys, girls?
A boy and a girl, Rolls and Royce.
Okay, like the car?
Yeah.
Okay. He's not contributing. He's not involved. Tell me the backstory. Like, how did the two of you get together?
Yeah. So, I was actually at an after party for a concert, and he was a performing artist, and a couple drinks and.
In the heart of every community, there are stories that often go unheard. Stories of single mothers, abandoned children, and absent fathers hiding behind a carefully crafted image of success. This is the story of Miss Mercy, a woman fighting for the future of her twins, Rose and Royce, a mother left to shoulder the responsibilities of parenthood alone, while their father, once a partner, now a stranger, slips into the background, flaunting a lifestyle that exists only in the curated posts of social media. Miss Mercy's journey led her here, to the courtroom, seeking what every child deserves: support, stability, and the presence of both parents. The twins' father, a local rapper and self-proclaimed hustler, is known not for his fatherhood, but for his music, his fast talking, and his questionable side hustles. On the surface, he lives the life of a man who has made it, flashing stacks of cash on social media, performing on small stages, and bragging about his so-called hustle. But behind the scenes, his children live a different reality, a reality where their mother struggles daily to provide, while their father offers little more than empty promises and Instagram posts. Miss Mercy recalls the early days, when there was hope, when they both dreamed of a family, of raising their children together. But as the twins grew, so did the distance. What began as minor absences soon became permanent disappearances. The man she once knew evolved into someone more invested in his public image than the quiet moments of fatherhood. School plays, doctor visits, and bedtime stories replaced by studio sessions and nights out. The case that unfolds is about more than money. It is about accountability, responsibility, and the devastating impact of a parent's absence.
He's a baker.
I would say so, yeah, he bakes.
Okay.
He's pretty popular around the community too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so he's active in the community.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
Is this
His
a
pastries
nonprofit?
are like off the shelf. He's always selling out of his pastries, so.
Oh, okay. All right. Continue.
Miss Mercy takes the stand, her voice steady but her pain undeniable. She speaks of long nights, of holding down a job while caring for two children who constantly ask, "Where's Dad?" She speaks of the heartbreak of seeing her children's faces light up when they see their father's videos online, only to realize he's with another woman, smiling a smile they no longer recognize. The judge listens carefully as Miss Mercy paints a picture of a man living two lives. In one life, he is the doting father when the camera is on. In the other, he is a ghost, unreachable, absent, and unaccountable. What complicates this case is the father's so-called income. As a rapper without a record deal or verified earnings, most of his money flows through back channels, shows paid in cash, side hustles involving the questionable purchase of large quantities of baking soda, and online flexing designed to inflate his image rather than reflect his reality. In court, Miss Mercy highlights the hypocrisy. She recounts the last time she saw him on the street, arm in arm with another woman, laughing as if the world was his. There were no children at his side, no signs of fatherhood, just the glimmer of a man lost in his own narrative.
Because I saw him a couple weeks ago with another chick up the block, and he's not even taking care of his kids, but he has time to wine and dine her and all of this. And all I'm asking is that he just does his part for Rolls and Royce.
All right. Does he have any other children outside of Rose and Royce?
He does.
Okay, how many other
I
children?
found out about them after the fact, but he does.
Okay, and how old are Rose and Royce? I don't think I asked
They're
you that.
2 years old.
2, all right.
She remembers confronting him, pleading for him to think of his children, only to be met with dismissive arrogance. To him, child support was an optional charity, not a duty. The proceedings expose a harsh truth about the modern world. Social media has blurred the lines between perception and reality. In the father's world, wealth is measured by likes and followers, not by the food on his children's table or the clothes on their backs. The judge grapples with this new age dilemma. How does one prove income when there are no paychecks, no tax returns, just videos of expensive jewelry and parties? Miss Mercy knows the struggles too well. She speaks not just as a mother, but as a representative of countless women fighting the same battle. The emotional toll is evident. Raising twins alone is no easy feat, especially with a father who uses the stage and the screen as an escape from his real obligations. She fights back tears as she describes birthdays missed, milestones ignored, and the hollow silence where a father's laughter should be. As the judge questions the father about his earnings, the reality becomes clearer. There are no solid numbers, no bank statements, only vague mentions of making money moves and hustling in the streets. The judge, bound by law and evidence, struggles with the lack of tangible proof. Miss Mercy argues that the father's lifestyle speaks for itself. If he can afford jewelry, trips, and women, why can't he afford his children? The court is silent as the judge reflects on the case. This is more than a legal dispute. It is a reflection of a societal issue, fathers evading responsibility while hiding behind social media personas. The judge, stern but fair, acknowledges the challenge of ruling without concrete evidence. Yet he reminds the father that parenthood is not measured in followers or fame, but in presence, support, and love. Miss Mercy's courage is evident as she stands firm, demanding what her children deserve. She is not seeking revenge or even punishment. All she wants is fairness, a share of the burden she's carried alone for far too long. Her voice trembles as she speaks of the dreams she had for her family, dreams now shattered by abandonment and neglect.
I mean, he was served to be here today, so he knows he was supposed to be here, so we can go ahead and place him on child support to ensure that you do start receiving some child support for the children.
Okay.
But the additional amount, we can't do that unless you come back and say, you know, he's making this much more, and you actually get something a little bit more concrete.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Health insurance, who carries the children on health insurance?
I do.
Okay, how much is your health insurance?
150.
The father, faced with the truth, offers little in the way of defense. His bravado fades, replaced by the uncomfortable realization that his actions, or lack thereof, have consequences. The judge concludes the hearing by emphasizing the importance of evidence, but warns the father that evasion will not protect him forever. A father's duty cannot be escaped through technicalities or hidden incomes. As the court adjourns, Miss Mercy walks out not just as a mother, but as a fighter, a woman who stood up against the odds for her children's right to a better future. Her story is one of strength, resilience, and an unyielding love that refused to be silenced. Rose and Royce may not have their father's presence, but they have something just as powerful: their mother's unwavering dedication. This case is a stark reminder that behind every social media persona, there is often a reality far different from what the world sees. Wealth is not measured in what you flaunt, but in what you give, especially to those who depend on you most. Miss Mercy's story is not unique, but it is powerful. It speaks for every mother raising children alone, every child waiting for a father who never comes, and every judge tasked with untangling the complicated web of modern parenthood. In the end, the true measure of a man is not in the gold he wears or the followers he gains, but in the legacy he leaves behind, in the hearts of his children, in the memories they carry, and in the love he chooses to give. Miss Mercy's fight continues, but her message is clear. Children deserve more than promises. They deserve parents who show up, who care, and who choose them every single day.